Hello, boys and girls. It's author Maria Dismondy, and today on Friday, we had a lesson on talent and skill. And what I did to begin the lesson is I started out by talking about the story by Mo Willems and illustrated by Amber Wren called Because. And in this story, it's all about how a little girl was inspired. And actually, it takes a really cool effect. It shows how many people were inspired to learn a new skill and to learn a new talent. I know the author reads this book on YouTube, so if you want to go ahead and search for the author Mo Willems, you can hear him read the story. I then went on to talk a little bit about the concept of talent and skill, and I shared with boys and girls that talent is actually the term that we refer to as an ability a person has to do something, and it's something that we have naturally. So I gave the example of my mom, who is naturally talented playing the piano. My mom did not take lessons. My mom cannot read music. But if you sit her down at a piano and say, "Mom, play this one song," and she hears it a few times, she can figure it out on the piano. She is naturally talented. Now, when someone has a talent, do they still have to practice their talent to get better? Absolutely. They still have to practice because practice makes progress. Then what we did is we talked about skill. Skill is an ability in which you put your time into developing. A skill is something that anyone can develop. So if you put time and energy and hard work into a skill, you can get better at something, which I believe really opens the world up for children, that if you want to do something, it's okay if you're not naturally talented at it, you can develop the skill. Let's compare. With a talent, sometimes talents are hidden and other people help to bring out and help that individual recognize that they are actually talented at it. A lot of teachers will help coach children and help them to recognize what they're talented at. A skill is something you are trained to develop, and a skill is a possibility for anyone. So let's say your soccer coach might help you every week to develop your skill, okay? So then what we did is we watched a video of a couple different kids. You can download that video in the PowerPoint in the resource guide. Let me just write something, Lisa May, resource. So I want you to be able to know that children are talented in many different things. We then did a demonstration, and I shared with you these checker pieces. So I don't know if you know the game of checker, but in checkers, you have these two different pieces. They look exactly the same except for their color, and they do the same thing. They get to move up and down and diagonal, and they get to jump up. So they don't really have like a lot of choices. However, if you look at the game of chess, there are many different pieces. They look different, and they have different roles that they play. And so instead of doing the same exact thing, these different pieces in the game of chess have different roles. And so that's really how we want you to look at skills and talents. We want you to know that you don't have to be like checkers. You don't have to do and be the same as everyone else. But with skills, you can develop different skills as other people. So you don't have to say, "Oh, my mom was never a piano player, so I'm never going to be a piano player." Just because you are in the same family doesn't mean you can't do different things. So think of your life as the chess game, that there are many different possibilities out there for you. You can look and sound like different pieces, and you can look and do different things. You can develop different skills, and that people in the world all have different talents, okay? And then what we did to wrap up, we actually saw a video that Mo Willems put about where he got the idea to write that book, and it was a really special video that's in the resource guide. And then we ended today by writing on a piece of paper, what is one skill that you think you would like to learn and develop? I would love to hear that. Boys and girls, we said goodbye in Vietnamese, Tam Biat. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week.